Oh man, we live, baby. We live. We lit, baby. We lit. Welcome everybody to Titans TV edition. It's a special show. It's a community conversation. We're gonna get you guys on here to have discussion debates. You know, it's called Come Debate Me. I want all the smoke, not just a little bit. I want it all. So of course, you already know. We've had our brother. He's back. He's telling me like, "How you promised us some shows?" And yeah, finally we're back. We're going to do some shows. So hopefully, you guys will be from last episode, last show. Another in, I'm going to actually send you guys the link, invite link. And this thing costs what, 60 something pound a month, even more than that. And there's problems. Why? Let me check. Sorry, I'm just searching if there's an outage. No, the whole point was me to start a new stream so you guys can actually have access to a proper stream, and this is going on. It's crazy. Having troubles connecting. Please check the connection. Bro, intermittent signal in your area to make sure it's not the kit in your home that's causing the issue. Follow. Uh, family tree. Virgin is messing up. I'm better off just doing. Let me hotspot myself. I think I'm better off just hotspotting. I think, I think. Okay, hotspot is on other networks. Where is iPhone? Family tree. I am hotspotting. I am reduced to hotspotting right now. Virgin is talking about they're having intermittent issues with signal. So even last month? It was cut out for like almost days. Can you imagine the fastest internet provider doing nonsense? Anyways, family, the link has been shared with you guys. I don't spend a long time on here simply because I'm hotspotting off my phone, and yeah, I'm just taking that as a sign that I shouldn't be live streaming. So if you guys want to come on in, please come on in. It's a late one. It's 11:30 over here in the UK. It's still lagging. Oh my god. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. Unless I do it, I live stream off my phone, but that defeats the purpose of getting you guys in on the StreamYard to have conversations. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Let's see if I can look back at the show. No, it's not community discussion. Where is the new one? Okay. So yeah, yes, family tree. I'm just gonna keep on looking. The link has been shared. Get my brother in. Brother, can you just introduce yourself?
Did you say something?
Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You hearing me? Are you hearing
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, man. What if we
Mm-hmm.
decide? I've been reading some Kemetic text recently, the Ebers papyrus, and in
Okay.
going through, I found
That's
out.
the medical papyrus.
Well, actually, I found out that it was part of a larger papyrus. It's one section of the whole
Mm-hmm.
papyrus. They took out
Mm-hmm.
that part, and they have different parts of that you could read. And I found some interesting translations. I even found where they're taking it from the hieratic into the Medunecha. And I have 2 pages of that being broken down. If you go on my YouTube, you'll see it. And it
What's your
also,
YouTube?
if you go on St. Andrews, if you go on Solomonic TV, if you go on St. Andrew's Corpus, it has a calendar as well. And they're saying that calendar is very important because like if you go to St. James Corpus, it has a whole separate calendar breaking down the chronology of the papyrus. So it's very, very interesting. You should look into it and see.
Jeez.
I think you might find it interesting
There you.
because they say
Yeah.
they think that part of it deals with diabetes.
Okay. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Listen, you're making me. I'm seeing some old school glyphs I haven't seen in a long time. Oh, don't get me guessed. So
Yeah. So
you said you've been reading the hieroglyphs, right?
well, I'm learning. So
Okay.
I'm becoming more familiar the more that I read. So sometimes you look at it, you
Oh,
look at it, and you'll know what it means, but you can't pronounce it. So I just
yeah.
happen to stumble upon these different Ebers papyrus breakdowns, quote unquote, by
Mhm.
accident, because I was just looking into it, and it
So
was and they have one that shows you from the hieratic into the hieroglyphics
yeah.
because
So you're
originally
learning the Middle Egyptian. Are you learning Middle Egyptian or heretics?
well I'm dealing with strictly Medunecha, but
Hmm.
I happen to have found this particular document that
Yeah.
shows when you look at them side by side, you could actually see it. And I discovered
Hmm.
it by accident. I was just messing around with it, and I found it. So if you
Okay.
go on the YouTube, it's a little boring, but you'll see it.
Nah, that's not boring to me. That just got me excited. I've seen it. I've just seen the video. There's like a 4.5 minute video. There's other videos on there. Yeah, I see it. I see it.
But it's very interesting when you look at it because they have one part talking about when you can't urinate, another part talking about when you're urinating too much, and then it
Hmm.
gives you different remedies that you should
Yes.
use. So you
Yeah,
should.
yeah, yeah,
Have
yeah.
you ever read it before though?
Yeah. It's coming to mind again. So as you're saying it, I'm remembering these little bits that's actually in the Ebers Papyrus. Yeah.
What you should do is go onto my page and look at it. And search Ebers papyrus again and see if you can find the hieratic breakdown and look at it on your own, and you'll find it
Hmm.
so. I found 2 pages of the breakdown, but it doesn't give you the English translation. It just shows you the transliteration from the hieratic into the Medu Neter. It was very interesting. You'll like it.
Jeez. And then you've got also the Seti or the Sethos
Yeah, the temple of
Abydos
yeah.
breakdown. So,
That's something that you could go online and get. It has 4 volumes and it's free to download. It's basically like should I say, like photographs of the different
mhm.
reliefs in the temple. So you should
Yeah.
go and check it out. It's very interesting. But I stopped doing it because I was kind of advised. I was a little too raw with it.
Hmm.
I had to be careful to say that to say it's not really a translation. I was just kind of doing it
Yeah.
for me. But if you look at it, being that you'll probably have a little bit more understanding, you'll find it very interesting. They have hand drawings in it and everything.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
look at it.
Okay.
And that's something that you, with your level of mental nature, can probably break down a little better than me and do a show on it.
Hmm. Yeah.
You'll probably get
Hey,
more views
you're
than me.
getting
I'm
me.
still on my poor little YouTube channel
You're
right now, trying to get a little exposure. So
you're getting me excited. The only thing is, I've realized that the hieroglyphs and stuff like that is
it's a lot.
so niche that not a lot of people know about it enough. What'd you say?
Well, there's still questions, because if you look in like Vegas dictionary, they still have words that they don't know what it means. Like if you look at the 2000, I think it's from 2016,
Yeah.
2007, and they still have words with question marks in it. I even found in the Ebers
Yeah. Yeah.
papyrus,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's actually one of the sounds doesn't even exist in English. So they just threw in something because they can't really pronounce the word properly
Mm,
because they don't know how to
yeah.
pronounce that particular letter. So
Okay.
it's very
Give me.
interesting. And see, I'm just lucky because I ask people for help and they just help me. So it's not like
Yeah.
and I encourage people, if you need help, ask your brother, but if they know you're not, they're gonna help you because they're sincere and they want to help you. Don't take advantage of it, but they're gonna help you. All you have to do is ask. Because I asked for help and I got a lot of help. Sometimes I didn't even ask and I got help. You just have to know how to deal with people in order to get them to want to help you. You have to deal with
Yeah.
personalities and deal with everybody on their own
Mhm.
level. And trust me, you'll get help. You don't have to do it on your own. But it's
Yes.
very difficult. But it's very difficult when you're trying to teach yourself because
Very.
it's a lot of just extrapolating and making things up. Like for example, when I asked ChatGPT, what does Kemet mean? It said the black land based on the soil. So then now I question it more and said, show me primary text. And when it showed me primary text, I realized what it was doing was because they mentioned Kemet and a black land, it was taking the scholars who are making that equation when there really is none in the actual language. And ChatGPT
Mm.
told me that there really is no actual, that there's basically a assumption based on seeing the two things together. Isn't that interesting?
Very.
And
Very
and
interesting.
so you need to fight with ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT tells you.
Yeah.
Because when you
100%.
argue with and now apparently, according to Brother Reggie, it can extrapolate hieroglyphics. Because he told the
Yeah.
story the other day. Yeah, he told the story the other day on Smash's platform. He said he
Hmm.
asked it a question. It hit him with some hieroglyphics. He went to look for the hieroglyphics in the book. After he argued with ChatGPT tell him it extrapolated it from something and it made it
Hmm.
up totally, and it never
Okay.
existed in any book. It just
Oh,
made it up on his own. And when he asked it again, you know what it told him? The book is
God.
not in front of me.
The book is not what?
ChatGPT told him the book is not in front of me, so I can't answer your question.
That's hilarious. All right, family tree. If you guys are tuned in right now, hit the like button, get involved as well. You guys have the opportunity to come on in and have conversations with us. Uh, Let me just
If
see,
you
where are
look,
we?
if
Hold
you
on.
look at, I don't know if it
One
was,
second.
I don't know if
One
it's
second.
my
Let me
last
just.
stream or the stream before. You'll see the whole interaction on it. What I'm talking about with ChatGPT. So you had to go on Smash Channel and look at either the last one that he did or the one before that. And Reggie is breaking down exactly his fight with ChatGPT. So it's very interesting. So I said I would do a series called Fights with ChatGPT and see who wins.
That's crazy. I um
You're looking like you're ready to go and sleep.
bro, I literally am,
All right. So
I no. Talk, keep talking, or keep talking. I'm here. I'm gonna try to be here for as long as possible.
so
I
why don't
think
so
maybe.
why don't
Hmm?
we why don't we do a tandem fight with ChatGPT and
Go
come on
ahead.
here? We should do one on your platform. Have a fight with ChatGPT and see
Go.
who wins.
I'm down for it. I'm down for it. So family tree. Hold on one second. Family tree. Yeah, you guys have been asking me to come on in to have the open discussion shows. This is the opportunity for you lot to come on in. I am literally tired, sleeping, but I want to make sure that I am a man of my word. I did promise some of you guys that we will be doing a show today, so I'm
But
here.
they're not gonna come. They're
So
not
it
gonna
doesn't look.
they're
It
gonna
doesn't
come
look like they. It doesn't look like they're going to come. So that's even better for me. At least
right.
I'm taking the lazy way out. But actually, I did do as I said I was going to do. But I'm not here for as long
Yeah,
because
but
they're not
that's not
here. So
but
oh
Kalam,
well.
not good though.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good because it can be keyboard warrior chatting, as they say, and then now when you get opportunity, you don't come on, and then when you do come on later, you're gonna say, well, you didn't get the opportunity.
Yep.
That's the first thing they're gonna say. Then you can say, remember when I was on for however long, and it was only that one brother came on to talk, and he wasn't,
Yep.
and I wasn't even one who challenged you. I just came on because I never been on the show before, and I got some time. So I said, let me come on and talk to the brother.
Hmm.
You see how they just do your Kalam? They want to
Yeah.
talk all that trash behind the scenes. When you give them a chance, you don't even see them. I bet you right now, you don't even see them in the chat.
You
I
don't.
bet you.
You
You
don't.
see? That's bad, man. That's not good.
And you know what? I need to. You know what? I need to actually start putting up some of the hieroglyphs because I love it. I would. Let me think. What's the book called? What's the books? I like reading the sun hymns or the solar hymns.
Yeah, man.
Though that there are my favorite genre. It it's my favorite genre because technically it's hymns that you're supposed to sing 3 times a day. Okay. And for me, it's the best way to learn the hieroglyphs. Because if you have to do these hymns every single day, 3 times a day, repetitively, like it, you will pick up new words, your vocabulary start to increase,
Yeah.
your ability to actually read at a faster pace starts to increase. So I would love to actually bring that back again, like just going
I want to see
through
you sing
reading
it,
the
though. That's
solar
what I want to
hymns.
do, Kalam. I want to see you sing it.
Sing it.
Yes.
I
I
don't
want
know.
to see you sing it.
I don't know
Somebody's
about
going to,
singing. I will read it as I read English.
let's
As
sing it.
I'll read
Let's go
as
for it.
I'll read any lyrics off a track, but I won't sing it because I don't know how it would properly.
Well, let's go for it, man. Let's try it.
I don't know the melody to it. But yeah. Um
But I find to me like how like Medunata have an
mhm.
energy about it. Once you start to read it, you can't stop.
Yeah.
And I don't care what nobody tells me. It has a spirit in it. I don't care what anybody says.
Uh-huh.
It has a spirit that draws you into it.
Can you schedule your sessions? Haley Miriam. Yes, I will. I will. Unfortunately, today, um, I got pressed by Akan. Akan pressed me to say, do a show. So I'm here doing a show. But I will start scheduling the shows and letting you guys know exactly when we do have shows coming in. It's just that my been a bit busy. Actually, no, let's tell a lie. I'll tell you when. Sunday, inshallah. Sunday, I will do a show with you guys. I can definitely promise you that. I don't have anything planned for a Sunday. Let me just double check. I know I'm working on Saturday, working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is my day off. So yeah, I can definitely do a show on the Sunday. Man, like common sense up in the building. What's really good, family tree?
You know, somebody said something interesting on Smash Show. They
Mhm.
said, "Wonder if the individuals who carved the glyphs on the walls were scribes or artists."
Hmm.
Now, isn't that an interesting question? Is there a difference though?
That's it. I was about to say that. Is there a difference?
And that's a good question to explore
Yeah.
because it seems like technically an artist is a scribe one because it's artwork.
Hmm.
So that's an interesting question to explore. If these
Yeah.
people were just if these people were considered scribes or they were just considered artists who carved these things on the wall. What do you think?
I think I think to be a scribe, you have to be an artist. Full stop. Anyway.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah. You can't be one without another. It's like to be a scribe, you need to be a scientist. You need to be a scholar of a certain level of either one of those things, because you're going to have to learn the art, which is a science of papyrus. To make papyrus, you need to learn the art and science of mixing these minerals to make the ink, etc., etc. You need to know the science and art of all of these things. So a scribe is all of those things. You need to be a scientist slash artist anyway.
But what I'm saying is, do you think that the
Scribe
people
and artist.
were just artists, just considered artisans and craftsmen?
Um, no. So okay, so there's several levels to it, right? You would have the master something. I can't remember it, the thing anyway. Let's just say, for example, somebody would put the rows and the
Great.
lines, the columns in, let's say it's penciled out. It's penciled out first.
Okay.
Okay. And then um the scribe would actually write everything down on there. And then you have the artisans. If you're talking about tombs, if inside the tombs or the temples, then you'll have another group of people who come in and actually chisel it in. And then you may have another group of people or the same group of people who would actually do the painting over um,
Wow.
of everything.
It,
So
wow.
there's a lot, there's a lot of people, craftsmen and others involved.
That's quite. That you see, I didn't know that. That's quite interesting. And they
Mm,
say that it's written in a specific way to make it look good.
yeah.
And here's another thing. I know you're being random, but here's another thing. They were looking at the bust of Nefertiti. I think it's Nefertiti in Germany, and they were
Hmm.
they were arguing. There was a YouTube video saying whether it's fake or not, and they said, well, it possibly could be fake because, and the reason they gave was they said one, we can't date the stone, but just because the actual paint is authentic, it does not mean it's not a forgery. Because apparently they found it in a studio of Pata with some paints. So they're saying that people possibly could have used those paints to actually fake it because they can't date the stone.
Ah, okay.
Well, something along those lines.
Chris MVP up in the building as well. Yeah,
So
see, this is we used to bring in things like this.
what
Let
is
me
this? What is this? That's look like one of a papyrus of Annie or something like that.
Yeah, and high him to Ra. So
Wow.
it's her right there. So that must be Anhai or Anhei. And she's doing a hymn to Ra. It's a classic solar hymn.
But that's rock. But But that's Ra Kahuti or that's Amen Ra?
This one here would be Ra in the eastern horizon.
Okay.
So this is the Abduet or the Abdet. I don't know if you can see on my screen that I'm circling this bit here.
Right.
Yeah.
A symbol on the bottom would be something that you would see with a saw as well.
Yes.
It means Kenti.
Foremost.
Right?
The Khenti,
No, the symbol that he's standing on means Kenti, right? Is that correct?
which symbol? This symbol or this symbol?
The symbol that he's standing on.
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of.
I think I think I remember reading it saying something. I know it has something to do with the East. I don't want to say Kenti, but I know it has something to do with the East in particular. Because I've seen it on things dealing with Asar as well. I think they said it means something like Kenti or something like that.
Okay.
I could be wrong though. Don't go quote me on that. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. I'm just gonna see if I can find. I'm sure Khenti is somewhere in here, but I can't see.
There's a lot
that says Khenti. If I can just read through quickly. See, I haven't picked up stuff like this for a long time. Wow.
This is a papyri, right?
Yeah, this is the papyri. I was like, let me see if I can find something real quickly.
I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
Yeah. So technically, it's from here that it would start. Right here. Ooh! I don't know. Anybody can read this?
What? I'm on my phone and I can't even make it bigger. So, oh, yes, I can. That says Dua.
Jeez. Okay.
That says Dua Ra.
Yeah, that says Ra. Okay.
I'm not sure what that says. I don't want to lie about that one. I think that's all part of Ra, not so?
Yep, it is Horakti. There's the Horus bird.
Right. Ra Kehuti.
Yeah.
M Aket. So that means Ra Kehuti on the horizon.
There you go.
Then oh wow. Is that no, that's not Waban. Is that Waban? No, that's a place name.
Yep, that's a place name.
What place I don't know.
It's for me. It says Abdet, which could be Abydos, but I don't know.
No. Abydos is Abju. Abydos is Abju.
Mm-hmm. But I think this is the east. Sorry, what am I talking about? This is so late. Abdet means east.
Okay, right. And then the next one would be Pet, right?
Mm-hmm. So off the eastern sky.
And then this
is by.
No. That's E. I don't know what the crown means.
This is an N. It says N. So basically, just saying this is just like to say by somebody, by
and
a saw.
Right.
There you go, Akan Ibn Ja up in the building. Hold on 1 second. Let me get him in.
Is that Amin again?
Come on.
Was good.
Callum, man.
Yeah. There
Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Come on, man. I've just been up and down trying to get some food, man.
Okay. Hey, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm here, man. We say some medunetta. Yeah, man.
Some medunetta. We're waiting on you.
Different, man. Something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
I haven't picked up my meditator in a minute. I'm
I'm literally
rusty.
just driving. I'm about to park up. Give me 5 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Let me
So
see.
then we have that is Amin, right?
5 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm
Yeah,
here.
See
yeah.
Amin N,
I'm in. Yep. I'm in.
and then the word in again.
Yep.
Is
This
that
is the person's name.
that's Haru again?
No, it's her name. So you've got here. Um,
How, that's a G, right?
no, it's Anhai. No, An.
Okay. I see it
Yeah,
now.
Anhai. Anhai. Yeah. A or the IN or AN, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Then you got the H here. And
Right.
then this is like an A bird. It does look like also, it could be an M, owl, but it looks like the bird. And then you got the two reeds, which is the Y.
Okay, and then something I can't see that.
So technically, it's only this bit here is part of her to just let you know it's this person. But I can't remember what this symbol means. It means something. I can't remember what it means now.
Okay.
And then it's saying Jed, which means saying.
That means eternity, right?
Um,
No, or
no, I think in this case it means to like say something.
does it?
I could be wrong, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Nah, I think that's eternity.
Eternity. All right, go. You got
Because
you got
when
it.
have, I think when it's saying it has a medu in it,
Yep.
and there's no medu there, so I think that just says it. I think I says eternity. I could stand to be corrected,
Mm-hmm.
so don't take me at my word. And I can't I can't see too well, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't blow it up, but it looks like there's a I seen a reed leaf,
Mm-hmm.
something next to the reed leaf, and then
If I remember, if I
I should
remember
know
this,
that
I,
I should
I
know
think
that.
it's I think this word is an edge. I think it means an edge, which means like to honor something. But I can't. It's late. I think it means like an edge, and then haruk.
Right.
Yeah, haruk, and then ra. Homage to you, Ra, the great god.
Right. Uh-huh.
Neta or Aneta, which is great god. And then you've got Neb, Tau,
Neptar Jesher.
Lord, yep, Nata Jessa, which is Lord of the Holy Land.
No, actually, I learned it means consecrated
Mm-hmm.
or I think sacred.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it refers to burial places.
Yes. Yes.
And I just learned
Yes.
recently. So,
Definitely.
so it doesn't
Definitely.
mean so it doesn't mean holy. It means consecrated or sacred, and apparently it refers to places of the dead,
Yes.
and that is an epithet of Anpu as well.
That's right. That's right. Asa and Pooh. Jeez.
And they also
Gosh.
refer to the Nasudbidi as well
Yep.
as that too.
Hey.
Right.
Somebody said
And I just learned that
just
recently.
hey. Okay, yes, sir. Cool. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna stop there for that one column. Yeah. So right there.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Let's just see. We went through. Like imagine this is just bringing back some good times. So it is praise to Ra. Yeah, praise to God or Ra. Haru Akhti. In the praise to Ra in the eastern horizon. off the heaven or the sky, said by Asar. I'm sure this here actually means Khentimentu, Amun. Foremost of Amun, said by Anhai. Anhai, I could be eternal, or I could also say that she says, homage to you, Ra, the great god of the consecrated land. Jeez. All right, cool. Let me get Akan back into the mix. 1 second.
And look at the bar birds on the bottom too.
Yes. And they represent both Set and Nebthet.
And they have incense too.
That's right. That's right.
And I learned that, and I learned that by just asking. So I encourage our brothers and sisters, put your ego to the side and ask for help. Don't be afraid to be wrong.
Mhm.
Because believe me, about a year ago, I couldn't read nothing. So for me to be able to stand to be corrected is a big improvement over being totally illiterate. So I encourage people, learn as much as you can on your own. But as I was told, eventually you hit a brick wall and you have to take a class.
There you go.
Eventually. I don't know if they have any class. Do they have any classes in the UK or no?
Do we have any classes? That's a good question. Forgive me, everyone. Yeah, I have been out of the loop for a while, so I don't know if anybody is doing any classes.
So how did you learn?
So, big word, autodidactic. I was self-taught, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I was self-taught.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
I was self-taught.
Yeah, but to me, after reading Medunetia for a certain amount of time, my head started to hurt, my eyes started water, all kind of things that started happening.
Mm,
So I have to take a break because it's a lot.
it is. But we do have, see, more times, let me see, what universities do we go to? There's a few universities over here in the UK that you can literally attend for like a day, or like sometimes every other few weeks they will do something where it's kind of like an open day, and they will invite you in to actually go through texts and read and be with the actual that, I don't know how can I put it, like other students basically, and the lecturers themselves. So you can do it like that, but it's not dedicated weekly learning classes that's part of the community. Like, we don't have that over here in the UK, I don't think.
So then you would say the Kemetic scene is not that big in the UK then.
See, it used to be big. It used to be big. Um, it used to be big. However many years ago, about 15 years ago, it used to be big. But it could still be big, but I've just haven't been on the scene, so I don't know if it is still big. So that's the difference. And I would say that it doesn't seem to be big because I'm always waiting for other people to start turning up, like, and start teaching and start doing something. And when I just see it's just me talking about it, then I'm like, nah, clearly it mustn't be as big because nobody else is really being
right
in the forefront.
Right. And the responses that you're getting are not from the UK.
No, they are.
Is this in regard to Medunetta?
Yeah. Just the Kemet community and Medunetta, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
because
man.
Personally, I go to like university stuff to interact with people with Medunetta rather than the Black conscious community in the UK with Medunetta. So it's a bit different.
So that means you have to be the one to get the formal training and start it off then.
Yeah, I'm not doing none of that. I'm not doing.
He
As
said
I
no.
said, yeah, I'm
He said no.
no way. Yeah, as I said, with all of this stuff, it will be great. Okay, if we have organizations that are funding us to do these things, but for me to now spend money like 10 grand, for example,
Hey,
to
what you
do
reckon?
a master's in any of these things, whether it's Islam or whether it's to do with Kemetic stuff, yeah, I refuse to take my own money to do that. I refuse to take time away from my own business and family life to do all of that and publish work. Yeah, no, I refuse. That's for somebody else to do. That's for the young bucks coming up
Well, you're
who
not
can
that old,
afford to do that.
Kalam.
Mhm.
Kalam, you're not that old.
I'm not that
Yeah, you're
old.
not that old.
I'm sure
I'm
if
not.
you reach
I'm not
40,
that.
that's plenty. I'm sure you're not 40 years old yet.
No, I'm not. But I feel 40. I feel 40.
That ain't nothing. Feeling and being is two different things.
Don't worry, man. You're still looking young, Callum, man.
Hey, we give thanks. Now, but on a real though, it's for somebody else to do. I'm only here to actually inspire people to, or bring it up into people's consciousness to go ahead and do that. But it's not for me to do.
But I always
No, I
ask.
can't lie though. You opened my eyes to the Medina. There's a couple, man, that I wouldn't say like, because there's some things I've genuinely learned through my language of the Khan, innit? But you definitely is like one of the hardest in the UK, bro. You get me? So you can't sleep on your position. Like, I'm done. What are you talking about?
I hear that.
I always ask myself, these white people in England are so arrogant and talking about their culture, but you have to ask them the question: if your culture is so great, how come everything in your museum looks like me and other people? Nothing in the museum remotely resembles them at all. What's up with that color? Nothing in the museum, nothing like that. They don't have a picture, a half a picture, a cabinet. So you have to ask them the question: why are you bragging and boasting about your culture? And since the days of Budge, he was the keeper of the antiquities in the British Museum, and none of them look like him. But we have no history. That's a good question. How come nothing in the museum looks like that?
It's true. It's true.
So is it?
But they okay. So for me, I don't know. How can I put it? I don't know. The people that I encounter, especially at museums, when I go there, like I remember the last time we was at Cambridge Museum, and one of the elder couples were like, and there's a group of us folks. They were like, group of them. They basically said to us, we should be paying you to come. Like we should be paying you because you are these individuals that's here. Like in the museum, the ancient Egyptians, etc. We should be paying to see you. Like, we should be paying you for this stuff. And to me, that was like an honor. Like that, I felt very honored for somebody to be saying that. Other people were looking like, what's she saying? It's like, what do you mean you should be paying us? Like as a disrespect. But I saw it as a very much so as a respectful comment that they were saying. With the UK, it's imperialism. So the reason why they love showing this stuff off is to show that we went around the whole world, we conquered it, and we have it here. Which at the same time it's a great feat. I can't lie. The British Empire, they did their thing.
No, they did their thing still,
I'm not
regardless
gonna
of
hate
being
them.
biased.
I'm not gonna hate them for it.
Regardless of the great history us Africans have, you gotta give it to Little Britain, man. I can't lie.
Nah.
This little island, if you really
trust me, this little island,
it
caused a lot of division.
Mate, it caused a lot of chaos and upset and madness in the whole world. You have to. All right. I don't agree, but all right, you did your thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's what I would give them credit for. Actually doing some of the scholarly work to make it easier for us when it comes to medu lecture.
Yeah.
No doubt.
They definitely, if you look at the TLA, those Germans did a hell of a lot of work to put that together.
Oh yeah.
About 2-3 years ago, that didn't even exist.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. In terms of scholarship, yeah, the Germans are way ahead. I would say it's the German, the French, and then
definitely.
The Brits are just way ahead.
Hey Callum, would you believe me? If I've had to translate some French works into English,
I believe you.
Blood, there's some French information out there that you can't get in English.
Yep. Yep.
About Africa.
So let me mute your mic because it's a bit loud with the feedback. The way, even recently, I've been like downloading German books and French books, and with the whole AI stuff, you could literally just translate them now.
Yeah.
So, you know, it may not be the best translation if it was properly translated, but at least you're getting the gist. And I'm like,
well, Callum, I've all had to photocopy, like print works out, like make it into a portfolio, like book, like physical, like we don't know when internet's gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want no one lying to my peeps. You know what I'm saying?
100%. 100%. What was it? It's something I did recently, actually. let me just see if I can pull up something, or not even pull up. Let me just refresh my memory on my what was it that I downloaded? Give me a second. Let's see, downloads. That's work stuff. Yeah, I don't even know. Recents. Oh, Kramer Sage. Okay, I don't even know what that is right now. Screenshot. Let me see something. Hold on.
Well, you need to check out that Eber's papyrus, man.
Yeah, this is a German book, you know. A German book. Hold on, let me get Mulatto rights back in. Let me not even waste time looking. Let me make sure I get everybody to speak. So, Mulatto, is there anything that you wanted to say?
Peace, family, and thanks for having me up. I did want to address a particular issue, but I don't want to derail the conversation that's currently going on. But you know, if I'm able to speak on a particular topic, I will address it.
Yeah.
Do I have the floor? Yes.
Yeah.
And it'll be brief as possible. I'm curious to hear you all's point of view. Now we know, due to mass immigration out of Africa and the Caribbean, this has led to a brain drain within Africa and the Caribbean. Many of the brightest and most intelligent Africans and Caribbeans are going to the US, Canada, and the UK. So my question is, with all due respect, do you all, and I could be wrong, but I think the majority of the panel may be in the UK. My question is, do you all support more Africans and more Caribbeans coming to the UK, or do you advise these same Africans and Caribbeans to stay in Africa to help develop Africa and the Caribbean?
Ooh. You see, that's a tricky one there. Let me just get a con in. All right.
Yeah, what did he say? So I just about heard you and then it went black.
So, I can repeat it, and my bad. Go ahead, Kalon.
No, go ahead. Repeat it.
And I'll make it brief as possible.
Yo, I'm gonna step off for a second. But Kalam, I just wanted to give you your flowers. Big up to you. Bro, you've been doing the Kemetic science, the Kemetic knowledge for a long time. And you definitely were an influence in my path, bro. So I need to give you your flowers, but I'm gonna step off for a second. I'll be right back.
Salute.
No, that's me. But you know you got flowers, Callum.
Hey, I respect that. So yeah, Go ahead. If you get the migration stuff back in.
All right, and I'll repeat it one last time. My question was, do you all, as people of African and Caribbean descent, support more Africans and Caribbeans immigrating to the UK, knowing that this is contributing to a brain drain in Africa and the Caribbean?
Um, it depends on their living state. Like for each their own, you know.
Yeah, see, I see it as a very difficult thing because, for example, I have a brother and he is very well educated. He's better educated than me, to be honest with you. Um, he studied in Macedonia, China, like
Wow.
Yeah.
crazy. Like he's got degrees upon degrees. Like, unfortunately, yeah, I got taken to this country. He was back home and he went private school. He was just privately educated. Like they're up there, in it. They're up there. So when I come back and I listen to him speak, and I'm like, yo, you are crazy educated. But in terms of the, how can I put it, the economic, social and economic mobility, he doesn't have the opportunities that we have over here in the West or America and the UK. He doesn't have that opportunity at all. And I'm like, oh, it would be a good thing if he stayed and tried to build up back home. But the problem is, back home, there is literally no opportunities. There is
And
the
that's what a lot of
infrastructures are
Americans
not
don't
there.
understand.
Yeah, the infrastructure is not there. So it's like a bottleneck. So he's very well educated. He has so much to offer, but he can't offer it because there's nothing built up for him to offer.
Well, let me ask this, and because I want to go step by step, how will Africa and the Caribbeans build that infrastructure if they keep? And when I use this term, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm using it literally. How will Africa and the Caribbean build this particular infrastructure if they keep fleeing Africa and the Caribbean in mass numbers?
Now, you see the word fleeing you're using, yeah?
Yes.
It's like, for example, you're speaking to me, yeah?
Yes.
I was born in the UK, yeah? I've got a child, yeah? He's born in the UK, yeah? I've got grandparents that fought for this country, yeah? So if my people have some form of alliance, or I don't know what you could call it, but if they didn't go to France, they didn't go to Germany, they didn't go to Belgium, they came to the UK for a reason. Would you classify that as fleeing, like, or would you, like, how would you put that? Migrating? Why would it be fleeing? Why
And I
can't
can
it just
answer
be
that.
migrating?
I'll answer it, and it'll be a brief answer. Short answer: yes, that's definitely fleeing. Without being disrespectful to you, of course. Yes, by definition, that's definitely fleeing. But I'll ask you a question in response. What if not only your family, but the other families of the Africans and the Caribbeans would have joined the militaries in Africa and the Caribbean instead of joining the UK military? Don't you think it would be harder for the Chinese to usurp?
You
Pardon me,
see
usurp.
when you're saying,
But let me complete the sentence, brother. Please, let me complete the
no,
sentence.
I'll let go.
If the families of the Africans and the Caribbeans that joined the military in the UK would have instead joined the militaries of Africa and the Caribbean, don't you understand it would be harder for foreign nations such as the Chinese and you all argue the Americans and the Russians, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It would be harder. It would be harder for these foreign nations to usurp your resources in Africa and the Caribbean if you would have stayed and built that infrastructure that we're speaking about.
Cool. Cool. So are you saying I should go and be in the army? Me, I was born here.
Yes, you should, brother. Respectfully.
So if I go to, let's say, if I go to Salvador or somewhere in Mexico, yeah. If I get kidnapped in Mexico, one of these areas, Afghanistan or somewhere, yeah, who's gonna come to my rescue? Africa or UK?
I never responded to that. Are you from Mexico?
I'm not from Mexico, but
Are
if
you
I
from
went
El
there for
Salvador?
if I went there for a holiday and then I
Uh-huh.
end up getting kidnapped here, and it's all the news is out there, who's
Uh-huh.
gonna come to my rescue? Is it gonna
And
be Africa or is it gonna be the UK?
and I'm gonna answer your question directly, and please do not cut me off.
Of course.
This is the part of building that infrastructure in Africa that we're speaking about. The African militaries that we're speaking about, they don't have the power or global reach to retrieve you from any country that you get kidnapped in, because masses of
No, that
Africans
don't make
have
sense. They
fled.
would not. No, if a
All right.
Nigerian got kidnapped, if a Nigerian,
Yes.
born bred Nigerian got kidnapped in Mexico, I'm very sure the Nigerian government will be informed and they have to take some form of action. I'm very sure they wouldn't neglect it.
Are you arguing, just so I'm clear, and I don't want to derail the initial discussion, are you arguing that if a Nigerian got kidnapped in Mexico, the Nigerian military would go to Mexico to get him?
I'm not sure if the military won't, but the
They won't, bro.
government will be informed and
Well,
they
I
have
can
to
answer
take
that for you,
action.
brother.
If
I'm gonna
African nations have actually done something like that with the whole debacle in North Africa. When they were like really selling Africans and it was making headway.
But what about the ones born in the UK? They got African
Exactly.
heritage, but what would you
I've addressed
classify
it
them
more
That's
as?
a
than once, brother.
that's a good question.
Well, brother, let me
Wait.
answer the question because he's asking me. Now, you're saying as a UK citizen, if you got kidnapped in Mexico, would the UK government contact the embassies in Mexico to see about your whereabouts? Was that your question, brother?
If basically who's gonna come to my rescue first, and whoever comes to my rescue first is I'm off that people.
That's
I'm
because you don't
from
have
there.
citizenship. You're not listening,
I,
brother. That's because you don't have citizenship in an African nation, right?
so if I wanted to be a politician, yeah, and I have
Yes.
dual citizenship, is that something good or is that something negative?
If you had dual citizenship and your African nation of origin, of course, that's a great thing. The point
I
I'm
beg your
making is,
pardon. Repeat that again.
if you have dual citizenship and one of the nations that you're a citizenship in, pardon me, that you're a citizen of, is
If
your
I
national. I'm trying
if
to
I wanted
answer
to
your
be a
question, brother.
politician in the UK, sorry.
Yes, brother. I'm answering your question, brother. Listen to what I'm saying. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Articulate yourself.
Pause everybody for a hot second, though, yeah. Because I want to get some more voices on as well. I really wanted us to like technically kind of like transfer to the point of, or get to the point of those of us who are already in the West, the UK, the Americas, and so forth. I think it's our duty now to kind of like aid Africans and the Caribbeans and wherever else we are to kind of like slow down the brain drain, but give them opportunities. Like be that bridge and be that link to kind of build. But let me not even talk too much because I'm tired. I want to bring in Prima Scriptura in, and I think he's going to change the topic a little bit. But let me hear your voice. Prima. Prima, come on. You're unmuted. Let's talk to me, man. Talk to me. Okay. All right, Michael Wayne. What are you saying?
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
And then Solomon TV, don't worry, I know you're there. I'm just gonna. It's only 6 people could be on the screen at one time, so I'll get you back in. Yeah, talk to me, King. What do you want to say?
Just had the conversation.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah.
So the conversation. I'll just add my little 2 pence to this year.
Mhm.
To like personally, for my as someone who's like an African themselves and having family members who live Africans who live in the West and living back home as well. Yeah, I think the conversation seemed a bit too polemical because from what I know, from most of my family, most of my friends, when people migrate to the West, they normally save up money and either eventually go back or use that money to send back home. So it's not one of to use terms like fleeing, for example. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. And also this the second thing I'll add as well, like the times I've been back home, a lot of Africans are advanced. Like you'll be surprised what kind of technologies and types of things they're actually it's actually happening out there. So yeah, that's my 2 pence anyway.
Hey, how's everybody doing this evening, tonight?
Peace, brother. Peace.
Peace.
Good.
Peace.
And blessings and
Peace,
peace,
peace.
everyone.
Peace,
Hey.
peace, grandpa.
Grandson, how you doing, my brother? God's blessing. Kalam, God's blessing
Bless
to you,
you.
man.
Please. I love this energy. Come on.
Well, you know, I'm from the Caribbean, so I'm a bit late, but I'm here. I heard the talking points, and that's why I jumped on. And I heard the brother made the comment. And if I'm to add, and let me just put it in my experience right now, I'm in the transition phase, and that's as much as I can say in between the Caribbean and Americas. Let me just put it that way. The brother has a point, but I tend to in terms of when we call it in our homeland the brain drain. He said fleeing, but I've had much time to think about this, and even in my personal decision with my family, in terms of our transition as well and what I've seen. But I would just respond to the brother by saying that I think it's twofold. One, from the perspective of me being from Trinidad, our little island that we're here plays has been playing a global role and has been a global leader in terms of petrochemical and natural gas development and infrastructure. But it's amazing for a little country like us that has so much energy and experience and expertise. A lot of our really talented people migrate eventually because they get much better offers. It's not that we slow, silly, or anything like that. But the issue is that when you get to a particular experience in life, back home can only provide as much in terms of your career path and what you're looking to advance at, because the multinationals come in, you may get a position, and what essentially happens is that they would now send you to the UK in case of I don't know if I could pronounce like those multinationals, but you all know the big players in the petrochemical that start with the B's, right? I don't want to get anybody channel in trouble. And take, for instance, I'll give you one little tidbit. That particular green company logo that is owned by the British Crown for more than 100 years has been drilling and selling oil off of the land that I am from for more than 100 years. We do not sell oil. We tax them on it. Now, I'm just saying this to say that it's not for a fact that we have been any lesser behind development and technology. No. People are amazed when they come to our little island. I tell them, hey, it's no different than if you go to New York, Houston, or any place. All the multinationals, all the global companies have been here. But to answer your question, part of what has been taken from us has gone to develop the European countries and much of the British and European countries vastly. And I think it's only fair, since a lot of the wealth and resources that has been taken not only from the Caribbean but from other African countries that have gone to develop, that we have seen that the point that the last brother raised, and I'll close off with this, the point that the last brother raised in terms of now that most of the diaspora is understanding the point of now going back to the motherland where you came from and now reinvesting, your wealth and resources that you have now acquired, being, in whether it be Europe, Britain, England, or in Americas or any other place as it is. I think a lot of Black folk has now come up to that understanding that we now need to reinvest back in our homeland to make it better. And I can go to the Nigerian channels and I'm seeing crazy stuff being done that I'm always inspired by. So I hope at least that answers it fairly.
No, you're right. Still,
But respectfully, the Caribbean and African populations in Canada, the US, and UK are increasing. They are not decreasing. So, in response to what you just said, it's actually the opposite. More Africans and Caribbeans are leaving Africa and the Caribbean. They're not going back in mass numbers to their countries of origin, respectfully. And
Yeah, I
please,
know,
brother,
but
call for me, brother. Please. Go ahead.
sir,
Even
I got a cold.
yeah. Well, what I'm pointing out is this, right?
That
You
good
you
stuff.
you, you don't have a large reverse migration as we would call it, but what you have now is reverse investment, and I think that's what I would look for most because you can have people come back, but if you don't have something tangible like what you carried forward across to develop the second country that you migrated to, I think that the biggest resources comes from stuff like remittances that people send back to their family. A lot of construction in places like Jamaica and a lot of the Caribbean island is actually fostered through a lot of immigration folks who like, okay, they reach a point, let me just build a home, a house back home. And so you have the reverse benefit, not so much as to the return of the reverse migration, but I just think the biggest thing is the reverse investment. That's
But
just
Prima, please let me respond to this one point though. You spoke about how the UK took the resources of your lands in Africa and the Caribbean. But my question is, if Africans and Caribbeans are abandoning Africa and Caribbean in mass numbers as they are today, how will you protect your resources that are
You can't
currently
say
being taken?
abandon it. What
But
do you
hold on,
mean
listen to
by
what I'm saying.
abandon?
Hold on, listen to what I'm saying. Since
I'm
you're
I'm
leaving,
listening.
but don't get lost on semantics. Since you're leaving Africa and the Caribbean in mass numbers, how will you protect your resources that are currently being taken by foreign nations such as China today?
I let's stop for a second. Yeah, cool.
it's
Let's
a
talk
little bit
about. Cool. Let's
even
talk
let me
about.
just answer
Wait,
Let the
one.
answer. Yeah, go ahead, Elder.
time.
Let me just answer.
God,
Let the answer.
because I want to talk to him still.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? I think, and I'll be honest with you in terms of what you're trying to articulate. There, in terms of the Chinese has been slick. Let's be honest. They've been slicking.
Brother, please call for mute, brother. Please.
Oh,
Yeah,
sir, I didn't hear you, sir.
yeah,
Sir.
yeah. So the
Couple.
Chinese has been slick, and what has happened is this: a lot of the African
I'm
countries,
not smoking, by the way.
yeah,
Well,
a lot of the Caribbean countries have fallen prey to the lending tactics of the Chinese. So what has happened is this, and I don't know if I guess you're knowledgeable, so you know what has happened. A lot of the Caribbean countries, Latin American countries, a lot of the African countries, you go to the Chinese bank, they lend you money for free, interest free, and so they lend you these big development loans and you say, okay, I can get 100 million US. And as a prime minister, or as a government, you say, okay, I can take this money and now invest it in infrastructure, meaning that I can build roads, highways, hospitals, educational facilities, all of these things to make your country better and to make your people better. But it often comes with a price. And that price, for some instances, has been that if you default, what they have done is confiscated the infrastructure that you yourself borrowed money against. So there are countries who have fallen short, like who built ports and airports and that kind of stuff that has, they couldn't meet the debt repayment, and that has been it. Now, here's the issue: is that I think a lot of these deals has been mismanagement by governments and by leaders across Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean.
Yeah,
You know, to
yeah,
some
literally,
extent,
yeah.
it's been really, and you will see that most of them happen on the basis of their families and a lot of nepotism.
A
Now
lot of
let's throw that away. I'm just putting it out there to say, okay, this is what has happened. We have examples of it. But in terms of the mass migration that you're talking about, I don't think in terms of now we have such as a mass migration. What you have, I think, happening now across a lot of African, Latin America, and Caribbean countries is a lot of opportunities being opened based on a lot of folks who have been there. So a lot of our foreparents and grandparents who went to the US and then they got themselves okay, and now they filing for a lot of people to come up. That's what you have. But in terms of people just leaving, I don't think the opportunities are there. It's pretty difficult for you to just up and leave now unless you are very much well educated or if you're well financed. And most of the time, people who do that make business decisions, not just a migration decision.
But Prima, and I'll say this in closing, actually, the last part of what you said is not true, respectfully. You have poor people from the Caribbean and Africa that are literally smuggling themselves out of Africa and the Caribbean in cargo ships and fishermen boats, brother. So it's not just the elites that are leaving Africa and Caribbean in the large numbers, bro.
But what
No,
about the poor people
I
in
don't.
America?
I don't.
since the
Wait,
80s.
wait,
What about
wait,
the
wait,
poor black people in America, though?
wait,
All right, I
wait,
can
wait,
address that. Well, all right,
wait,
go
wait,
ahead.
wait. Let me just
What about
address
them?
that. Wait. Let me just address
No,
that.
let me talk, Primer, man. You've been talking. What about the? What
I
about,
mean,
you're
I've
talking
I only
about
been
poor
here 10
people?
minutes, bro.
No, I've not
Prime,
even
it's all right.
I've not even spoke 3 minutes.
Let me
Hear what?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead,
let him
grandson.
vent.
Mulatto
Let him vent.
rights, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You're
listening. Go
talking
ahead.
about the poor people with lack of opportunities in these countries.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes,
What about the poor people in America? You
yes.
lot
And
are
I,
living off white people's works as well. It's not just for
actually, it's
you
the
black
opposite.
people. What are
Actually,
you
it's the
talking
opposite.
about? You
I
lot
would.
are living off the white man as well. You lot sleep in the
Let
same
me
bed
respond.
as
Let me respond. You're
these
being
people you're
emotional. All right,
talking
go ahead.
about is
Go ahead.
coming from a group of black nations, bro. You
All
come
right.
from a people that sleeps in the bed with a white man. What are you
All right. Now,
talking about?
let me respond to
So
that.
don't be talking like, oh, these
All right,
people
go ahead.
going in
I can
cargo
tell you want to
boats and
vent.
that.
We
They
veering
have
to
they
the
have
left
no
now.
option. Do you live? You know what's going on over there? Can you
Uh,
even live a day in
let,
their shoe?
let me respond to
About?
that, brother. Unless you want to vent.
No,
Now,
go and
actually,
speak, innit?
I never responded to that. Your family fled to the UK to sleep with white people. Checkmate. You don't like that headlock I
Come
got
on,
you in.
bro.
What did I
Let's
just
be a
say
little
Yeah,
before?
respectful.
yeah.
Let's
All
not
right,
take it
I'd
there.
like to say something. I'd like to say
fought for this
something real
country.
quick.
But no, let me
Real
let me
quick.
let me let me sort him
It's
out.
No,
Hold on,
getting
let me
wild
sort him out.
now. It's
no.
getting wild now.
Let's
Can I
keep
talk?
it. Let's
Let's
keep
keep
it
it
Y'all
respectful.
just
respectful.
gonna go
For this
back and forth
country.
for the next 20 minutes. I just
No,
want to say
we're
World
something
not.
real
I'm gonna
War
quick
keep it
Two.
brief.
and fall off.
In
Y'all
World
I'll
go
be
ahead.
War
brief and I'm gonna
Two.
pass the mic. I'm gonna be
In
brief and
World
I'll pass
War
the mic.
Two, my
All right,
grandparents
go
fought
ahead.
for this country. What was your
They fought
grandparents
for the
doing in
white
World
man.
War Two?
Checkmate.
They
Your
was
grand
they were
your
cleaning
granddaddy,
shitty, rude
your
boy.
grandparents
They
fought
were
for the white man.
dancing hippie
Checkmate.
and doing foolishness on them corner streets in
So,
Brooklyn or
Hey
the
yo,
all
hey
area
area
yo,
I'm from.
this is pointless.
My
This is
grandparents
pointless.
were banging
I know he's
Whether you're in the
emotional.
what are
UK
Too
you
or whether
emotional.
you're
talking
in the
about?
US,
Of
your
course, my
family has
people
done
them
stuff
have
to
to
keep
Kalam,
come
you
to
bring
this
white,
some
bro. I
order,
country.
don't want to
Kalam.
hear
Come
that
on.
shit
Of
for real.
Hold
course,
on, but
my
Zoot, hold
people
on,
them have
Zoot.
to come
Let's
to
have
this
a
country
dialogue. Hold on, let me have a
Hold
dialogue,
on,
brother.
because I still not finished saying what I wanted to say real quick.
All right, brother,
Your
but you
So
grandparents
interrupting,
check
were
this
doing
out.
brother.
Check this
street
out. Check this out.
cleaner,
Check this out. Check this out. It's real quick.
knitting
It's real
clothes and
quick.
that. While
So
my
this
people them
idea
were
of
banging out
immigration is not a
clothes.
1 day kind of
Hold
thing.
on,
It's
but
not a
brother, let me
1 week
respond to
kind of
him though,
thing. It's not
brother.
a 1 year kind of thing. All right.
All right, brother. Let me respond to the youth.
The difference between what's happening
All right.
now is that you have the governments now who are actually involved in talking about this out in the open, right? And talking about, like, I'm from the States, but I grew up in Senegal, right? And before, you didn't have presidents talking about this issue out in the open. Now you do. And now they're actually talking about putting stuff in place to help retain their talent, right?
Exactly.
But see, the thing is though, y'all go ahead.
Yeah,
Y'all go ahead.
Yeah.
exactly. Please don't
I just
interrupt.
want to let me just make a point.
Yeah, go ahead, Promise.
Yeah.
I gotta answer
So
this
here,
call real quick.
two things. So my brother, let me just tell you something. If you don't know, in terms of, and I'm just speaking from a Caribbean perspective, a lot of there are some Caribbean islands that are still British crowns, meaning that they still belong to the Commonwealth of Britain. And by being a Commonwealth country, you have free access to get into the UK. So there's nothing like illegal in terms of, if I want, I can hop on a plane and go to England today, Thursday. There's a flight that leaves every 2 days. I can go to the UK, and as of today,
Yes,
there's some changes that they're talking about. But what I'm pointing out is that, hey, there's nothing that hampers me because of the mere fact of the arrangement that is in place. A lot of other Caribbean countries and African countries have the same agreement. So in terms of when people talk about mass migration, people can go to and fro as they please. It's the arrangements between the government. Now, in terms of the comment with the fishing boats, it's really silly. And I'm not knocking you, but I'm just saying that the comment is. I think you sound like an intelligent person. But but what I'm saying is this: even in terms of fishing, there are no fishing boats in the Caribbean that travels from North America to the Caribbean. Actually, so the fishing. Let me finish.
Let me slow you down though. They definitely travel to the U.S.
No, wait. Let me finish. So what I'm saying is that the comment is unfounded and unwarranted.
Well, anyone can Google it, brother.
I know, but let me finish. What I'm saying is that there's no evidence of that when you say it's a fishing boat thing. It just
we could Google it. Let's not argue
no. Okay, cool. But what I'm saying is, in all countries, whether it be in terms of, if we want to be silly about it, you have the very same thing happening from people from Persia, the Afghanistanis, the Iraqis. They flee across the Mediterranean just the same way on the same boat.
I agree.
So I'm saying that it's not an embarrassment to say something like fishing boats, because let me put it this way: there are no fishing boats that traverse, right? Meaning like fishermen fishing between North America and the Caribbean.
Well, that's not true, brother. Respect.
No, listen to my point. So each country has a 400 nautical mile range in which fishing occurs. The fish that comes from North America, and I'm just giving a simple example. So my African brothers we call it saltfish. They have another name for it. Most of it comes from Canada. It comes on cargo ships, right, that are packed in containers. There is no way that no fishing boat, right, that has a jurisdiction from whether it be Trinidad, Grenada, Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, or any one of them can just roll up to the American.
Yeah, they usually get caught. Border. They get caught by the Coast Guard. You're right about that. But
so what I'm saying is, so I'm just saying that the comment that you made is really not, a fair one, nor is it an educated one. I'm just educating you in terms of that is I'm not saying that it's not impossible, but no fishing boat. I'm telling you, even the Canadians and the Americans have their jurisdictional lines for fishing. Each country have theirs. So there's no way. Even on the cargo ships, if you work on a cargo ship, each port you go in, you have to go through the same immigration process in terms of, even if you work on it, and let's just say you want to skip and hop off. But no one in terms of from the Caribbean will essentially do that. It's much easier to get
let me
visa.
get in though, brother.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just got a phone call, but actually what you're saying is documented. Not only are humans being smuggled on fishermen boats from the Caribbean to the US, also narcotics are. But I want to address the point the brother made earlier about the impoverished Black Americans, because this is something that we have to deal with. Not only do we care about the impoverished Black Americans, we are fighting to stop U.S. tax revenue from being allocated to Africa, the Caribbean, Asia, Latin America, etc., in the form of foreign aid, so that we can use that same tax revenue to empower the impoverished Black Americans and mulatto Americans, and even some of the impoverished white Americans.
That's a great place that you took it to, and that brings me back to the place where I fell off at mulatto rights. See, the thing is this though, when we have these conversations, what I find that we often lack is how are we getting involved?
Hold on, Zoo.
He want to vent. We can't just be crying from the sideline.
Exactly. Zoo, let him vent.
Why are they flying to them places? The Gullah Geechee and all them black people, down South Carolina and Virginia.
Exactly.
Why did they flee? Huh?
Where did they flee to?
Why did they
The
flee?
North.
That's
Yeah,
in the
why are
same
they
country.
fleeing
Hold on.
for?
Let me respond to that.
Why are
He
they
asked me a
fleeing
question. Can I answer that question?
Why would
All
they
right.
be in
The
shoemakers
Gullah
fleeing
Geechee.
to New York?
Why
I'm trying to
is
answer
that
your
the
question.
point? Why is
It's a
that the
continent,
conversation
you know.
though?
No,
Don't come fool me
brother.
about USA
Let
is a
us have a
country. No,
dialogue.
it's not.
Now,
It's got hella states.
now you said that the Gullah Geechee went to
Fleeing.
New York, right? That means they stayed in the same country. Checkmate.
Bro,
So
they're
you
not.
cannot
That's not.
compare them.
USA is not a country. What do
Exactly.
you mean
It's in the
USA is
same
not a
country.
country? It's got how many states?
South Carolina.
They
Exactly. So
flee.
South
They
Carolina.
fled to South Carolina is not in New York. They fled
That's
to
the
New York.
same country, you dumb nigga.
Checkmate. What do you mean it's not the same country?
South
USA
Carolina
become a
and New York
country.
are in the same
USA's
country.
got
This is a
bare
dumb
states,
conversation.
bro.
I'm
It's like
Yeah,
sorry.
he's an
fleeing
idiot.
to another
Respectfully,
country.
He's an
both
idiot.
y'all
It's
niggas.
them fleeing to another
Yeah, he's a
country,
dumb
listen,
bro.
my
Niggas
brothers,
They
isn't
take
gonna
my
fleeing
flee.
brother,
to another
You're dumb.
country.
Part of being a marginalized group on this planet is fleeing. Period.
my
Blood.
brother.
No.
They fled to
So
New
what the
Part
fuck
of
York,
is
the
the
bro.
hold on,
point?
Zoo. Hold on. Let me
They
respond to that.
fled to flipping Chicago.
That's
Yeah,
in the
my
same
brothers,
country.
Everybody
brothers-
knows that.
He's a dumb
my
nigga.
brothers,
He
listen up.
said something
Hold on,
about
one
flip.
mic at a
Okay,
time.
okay, so what's the
Time
point?
out.
Next,
Blood, they
next,
even fled to New York. I
next.
mean,
Move
One
on to
mic
the
at a
next.
time.
You got
One
some
mic at a
Time
time.
out. Time out.
that
Time
can
out.
trace their
My
heritage
brothers,
back
Yeah,
listen.
to
one mic at a time. Hold on, but he's addressing me. Let me
Anyone that
respond.
can trace
I know,
their
but
heritage
Yeah,
Yeah,
back
all right, so
to
let me
time out.
respond. Let me and him have a
we got a
dialogue.
lot
the
going
people
on. Y'all
them
niggas
fled,
crying.
fleeing.
All right, but let me and him have a dialogue, please.
Yeah,
Now let me
listen,
respond to what he said. Okay,
time
let
out.
me respond, please.
Yeah, no,
Now,
time out. Listen, what I'm
all right,
saying.
but Elder, please. He asked the question. This is for the
I
listeners.
know. Are you gonna get to answer? What
All
I'm
right,
just
but for the
saying.
listeners, listen.
So I'm
Let me
just
just
saying this,
respond.
bro.
All
Listen.
right, go ahead. Goddamn.
As black folk, I think we can articulate, and as black men, we can behave ourselves and conversate
Exactly.
a little
You're
bit
right.
better without calling each and every one the N word.
You're right about that. You're right
And I'm
about
just
that.
saying that
Okay.
Ibn John knows when I come on, and Kalam knows I try to keep it
Yes, sir.
respectful.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, if we can keep it like that,
Yes,
we can
sir.
articulate. We can disagree, but I'm just
Okay.
saying,
I can
give each
I
Now
other.
back to the dialogue.
I can speak.
Right.
Hold
this how
on.
you
Back to the
spoke
dialogue.
and be very condescending and
Exactly.
and
So
not
back to the
say
dialogue.
N-word,
He asked the question.
That's
Please let's
respectability
have a
politics.
dialogue for the listeners.
You know.
Now you cannot compare people that move from one region in the same country to another region in the same country to people that literally abandon their countries, like Caribbeans do when they go to the UK, or Africans do when they go to the
yes,
UK.
you can. Yes,
So
you can.
what about when the
Yes, you
Caribbeans
can.
go to
I'll give
America?
you an
Yes, you
example.
can.
What
That's
I'll
why
tell you
we
why
trying
you
to buy
can't.
back the hood
I'll
right
tell you
now.
why you can't.
What
I'll
That's
tell you
why
why
we
you
trying to
can't.
buy back the hood right now.
I'll tell
I'm
you
not
why you
giving
can't.
none of you
And I'll
niggas
tell you
no
why you
chance.
can't.
I don't
I'll
give
tell
a
you why
fuck
you
if
can't.
it's
Is
from
not the
the moon.
Caribbean
I'll
in
tell
the
you why you can't.
Americas? Is not
That's-
the Caribbean in the Americas?
It's not in the U.S. Checkmate.
It's in the Americas.
It's not
It
in the
don't matter.
United States.
Hey,
Checkmate.
It doesn't matter.
all this
It's not in the
checkmate,
U.S.
listen,
Checkmate.
please, like, let's talk normal.
Yeah,
We've
let's
been
have a
talking about
dialogue.
Yeah,
checkmate.
bro.
Is Jamaica in the U.S.? No, checkmate.
Bro,
Is Trinidad in the U.S.?
Americas.
No, checkmate.
They're technically like the South
They're not in the
Carolina
United
woman.
States.
They're technically like
They're
her
different
fleeing.
countries.
What are you talking about?
They're
They're all in
technically
the
a
same
different
boat.
country.
Just fleeing around the
They're
place.
technically a
The
different country.
Maroons in
Checkmate.
America,
Hey,
around them,
uh-huh.
they were just fleeing around, fam.
Where did they flee to? Checkmate.
yeah,
And you're
my
talking
brother,
about
Where did they
my
flee
brother,
to?
Freeman,
know,
fleeing.
Hey,
Freeman
hold
Scriptura,
on.
is this
One
what
mic
you
at a
wanted?
You can
time,
trace
brother.
your
Please.
Freeman
heritage back to
Scriptura,
South
is this
Carolina
the
and all of that.
conversation you
Your
were
people
trying to
them
foster
fled.
with these
Why
people?
didn't they
Hold
flee
on,
to
Man,
Zoo,
South
mute up for a
I
Carolina
know.
second, brother.
over there?
Zoo, mute
Why
up for a
didn't
Mute
they
second.
up.
go
I can
like
tell you
Y'all
want
mute up. Ain't
attention.
to that
nobody trying to hear
region?
that.
Brother, you want attention. Let me have a dialogue with the brother right quick.
We
Then you
not
can have
trying
the
to hear
mic.
that dumb shit y'all
All
talking
right,
All
but
about.
that
we'll pass the mic
region,
to you
man.
when we
South
done having the
Carolina,
dialogue.
Virginia, all that.
Exactly. That's in the U.S. Checkmate.
All that
It's
region.
in the U.S. Checkmate.
When was US?
It's in
When
the
was
U.S.
US
checkmate.
established? When did
And look, all
USA
right,
become
I'll
a
answer your
country?
question. Will you
Checkmate.
answer mine?
Roughly what 1795 or something like that.
1760, you dummy.
1700. Checkmate.
1776,
What
you
was
dumb
you
nigga.
1600s?
1776.
Okay.
What was you
Hold up.
1400s?
Hey,
What was you
Eben,
13? Hey,
Oh
bro,
my
grandson,
God.
listen, let's
grandson,
not
give me
go there.
10 seconds.
He's
Grandson,
being
give me-
emotional because I
I
exposed
can
him.
go there. Can
Yeah.
you go there?
So
His
let me.
family
that's fine.
abandoned the
Go there. All
Caribbean
this
and
American
he's
talk.
triggered.
Can you go 1400s with me? Can
Yes,
we dance
brother.
together?
Yes, we
You
could do
can't.
No, I
No,
won't dance
listen.
with a man. You're gay.
You can't name me.
I don't dance
one
with men. You're
black
gay, brother.
This is
indigenous
so
American king right now in 1400s. I'll shut my mouth. You can't
All
do
right,
that.
that's a deflection.
That's the
The point is
difference
this:
from me and
if you
you.
know the kings of your land, why did you abandon your land? Checkmate.
So
Bro,
let me
listen,
just
all this thing,
let me
how
just
old are you?
let me just chime in.
Got
Everything
him
that
there.
you're saying against him,
How
he
Got
can
him
say
old are you?
against you, bro.
Got him there.
It's just dumb.
So
It doesn't
listen.
matter that it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
enough.
got him there. Look, he
Yeah.
he hurt. Look, he
Wait,
triggered.
my brother,
I don't think
listen.
he is,
Yeah,
bro.
let's pass the mic. Let's pass
Let's
the
do
mic.
this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
We
We
listening,
can
Elder.
give
Go ahead.
we can give each other 30 seconds and then
Yes.
we can go around. I mean, let's just
Yes,
right,
sir. 30
right,
seconds.
right. So cool. So I just want to ask you something. Do you know the history of your country?
Literally.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So you know that, and I'm just the reason why I'm asking this. I know your the point or the premise that you're coming from, but what I often like to tell folks like this, right? And I'll just be quick with it. If you want to know the history of any country, right? Doesn't matter. Look at the names of the places, towns,
Yes. Yeah.
cities, right? And I'm going to tell you this. Much of what we talking about here, none of our foreparents had a say in it. Much of the folks in my history comes from through my mom, through like generation of African slaves on the island here. To some extent, I'm guessing even from your perspective, it may be the same thing. So none of us
Well,
want
I'm
to
a
be here.
mulatto, so my
No,
story is a
wait.
little different. But
I know.
hear
No,
you.
I know
no,
he's
I'm
the
just saying.
FBA. I
Yes,
know
Yeah.
I'm
how
a
to
mulatto.
deal with
Yes.
these
That's not. That's not
ICs.
what I'm getting at. Is this right?
Yo, one
Is
at a
that
time.
much of the Caribbean countries and even America, in which in terms of from the black perspective diaspora, we didn't want to come here, right? Meaning that we were placed here, our families grew and thrived, and now we are generations into where we are today. So we can change the past or the history of where we are. So there's
Yes.
nothing
Yes.
about fleeing. All of us came here, right? In terms of our perspective. So there's no way of anyone telling us that, hey, we go into this place or we go into that place.
Well,
There's no-
respectfully, y'all fled to
yeah.
the UK. That's
Wait,
the point.
So
Y'all
you're
had a
listening.
choice in that matter.
No,
How
no,
you
no.
just
You're
agree
not
with history
listening. No,
nobody
my brother.
fled, and then flip around and say
Yeah.
that
It's the
nigga
truth,
fled.
brother. It's
Yeah.
the truth.
So
Respectfully.
listen to what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes.
I don't think you're listening. What I'm trying to tell
I'm
you is
listening, Elder. Go ahead.
right. Yeah. So in terms of the Caribbean diaspora,
Yes. Yes.
so I'm almost like fifth generation, right?
Mhm.
African slave. And I'm saying slavery was brought to the Caribbean, it was brought to America,
I agree.
right? So we came here and we thrived, right?
Mhm.
Much of our ancestral history and background language have been lost. We are what we are today. So I'm trying to tell you that the land that we call ours now, as from a Caribbean perspective, is something that we inherited based on the fact
Yes.
that
I agree.
because of slavery. It's the
I agree.
same thing in your position. You may be sixth generation slave come down.
Well, no, actually, you should ask me, brother. I have Native American ancestry according
Okay,
to the DNA.
fine.
Nah.
Wait.
The
So
DNA
no
don't
problem.
lie. The
No,
DNA
no,
don't
no
lie.
problem. No
Don't
problem.
deny
Yes,
that. You
the
probably
DNA don't
do.
lie.
Yeah.
You probably
So
do.
what I'm
You don't
trying to
know
highlight.
past
That's no
17
even
or
that's not.
1600s.
Yes.
You
Yeah. So
can't
what I'm trying
name
to
no
that's
one.
not what I'm trying to highlight to you is this, right? When you're saying that we fleeing, right?
Yes. Yes.
No one fled because this is not a place that we came from.
Well, can I
Even
ask you
the
this? Was the
so even
Windrush not by choice?
what's that?
The Windrush was a choice that you all made. Y'all chose to leave the Caribbean and go to the UK to work for whites. That was a
Hey,
choice.
Primer, cool.
Before
We
due
can have a
respect,
normal talk.
you chose to
Wallahi,
flee.
we'll have a normal talk. But
No,
he
but
wants
that's
to
not.
chat to
No
me,
one
Primer. The questions he's
flees.
asking.
So listen. Let me tell you
That's
something.
fleeing, brother.
No. So listen, you're sounding uneducated and really,
All right, brother.
and I'm respecting. I'm giving
He's
you more
FBA.
respect.
This is how they talk,
Yeah,
Primer.
I'm
I
a
know.
This is
mulatto,
how this is
respectfully.
their
I'm
language.
No,
a
you're not
mulatto.
you're not a mulatto. I can know that for sure. Right?
You know
All
what
right,
I mean?
Primer.
So I know that for sure. You're not right because
All right, brother.
I don't. Just the way you're speaking, I can know. Because all right, let me tell you this, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a
Right, so-
non-conversation. Mulatto doesn't exist in the national register.
All right.
I know.
Bruh.
So and I guess if
Your
you're
ID says African American. Period.
Of course.
Actually, it doesn't.
Bruh.
Actually,
Yeah.
it doesn't. Checkmate.
yeah.
You are
Then you
African
an
Actually, it
American.
immigrant
doesn't.
then or
Checkmate.
You're
You an
African
immigrant then.
American
It says
mulatto, man.
mixed.
Be proud, man.
I
There's
can
nothing
answer
wrong
your
with that,
question.
man.
I can
You are
answer your
Your ID
African
don't say mixed.
American,
Yeah.
yeah?
All right.
So what I want you to understand, even from the idealistic approach that you're talking about,
Yes.
right? You understand that the identity, right, of Americans is not black. America is not America of itself, and
Hey,
the
that TR
identity of
said a
it
good
is
point.
white. And I'm
Why
saying
did the
this.
Europeans flee?
No,
Stop
it's
talking about
multiple
the
races.
So
Europeans.
wait. So what I want you to
Multiple
also
races.
understand. Wait.
It's a
What I
good
want you to
question.
understand is much of
Yes.
the people who live in America now, right?
Yes.
In terms of the pro immigration, were people who were fleeing.
Yeah,
So
the pro-immigration. Yeah, I agree with you.
So,
There's
so what
other
I'm saying,
tethers.
the
There's
proto
tethers.
ones. So when we have the Puritans and they were fleeing,
I agree.
right,
I
a
agree.
system and a monarchy, and they
I
came
agree.
to America. So I'm saying that you're a country of immigrants. You understand that, right?
Not entirely. No.
No, you are.
No, because
Yes,
when you
you
say that,
are.
when
So
you say that,
all right,
hold
let
on.
me give
Let
you.
me respond to
Some of
that.
the
Let me respond to
natives.
that.
No, wait. I'm not asking
No,
you. I'm
I hear
telling
you, but you're wrong.
No,
Let me correct you.
no. Wait. Let me just show you. Give
Let me
me 10
correct you.
seconds and then I'll let you respond, right? Let me
Oh, yeah, go
10
ahead.
seconds. So here's why I know you're a country of immigrants, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's do this, right?
Yeah.
Name, if you split America in half, right? Let's go to the West Coast. Tell me the names of the states.
They're Spanish names. What's your point?
Good. If you go down south, right?
Yes.
And I'm talking about south, east, what kind of names we have?
Mostly English names. Some you got New York,
No,
Massachusetts.
southeast,
You even got some
no.
southeast. You got
Southeast.
Florida. I'm trying to
Mhm.
answer your question. You got Georgia. You got the Carolinas, Maryland.
So
etc.
from Georgia go up, we got immigrant names, right?
You got Massachusetts, which is an indigenous name.
No, fine, no problem.
Yes.
you go to the Midwest.
Yes.
And the names you got. What kind of names you got?
You also Illinois once again.
Cherokee. Wait, Cherokee.
I'm trying to answer your question, brother. Do you want to answer that?
No,
You
Cherokee
got
names,
Missouri.
right?
I'm trying to answer your question. You got Missouri, that's an indigenous name. You got Tennessee, that's an indigenous name.
We got different.
You got Alabama.
Wait.
Yeah,
You got
I got
wait.
It's not indigenous.
No, that's not. I want you to identify.
I'm trying to answer your question. The point is
wait. Listen first.
All right,
based on the tribes, right?
Yes.
So Minnesota, right?
Exactly.
Idaho, Wyoming, right? So wait. Those indigenous, they are not strictly indigenous. They got Cherokee, and the different tribes. Now here's my point. Go ahead. Right. Here's my point that I want you to understand.
And hopefully correct yourself with your point. Go ahead.
No. I listen. I'm telling you, you're a nation of immigrants. That was my point.
All right, never responded to that. You said you give me.
Right.
You said you had 10 seconds.
So I'm showing you half of your country has Mexican names.
No, Spanish.
I said Mexican.
No, he's correcting you. Don't worry. Spanish or whatever.
So listen to me.
Well, you're wrong.
No, listen to me. Listen to what
wrong.
I said. No, listen to what I said.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said Mexican.
I heard you, and you were wrong the first time you said it. Respectfully, they're Spanish names named after Spanish colonists.
Wait. Who owned those lands before?
Exactly. Now that land belonged to U.S. indigenous tribal nations.
No.
I'm trying to answer your question.
That's not.
They belong to the Apache.
No, you're wait. You're unknowledgeable.
They belong to the Navajo. These are lands that I'm trying to answer your question, bro.
No. You're not answering.
I'm answering the question directly.
So I'm telling you that's now. California, New Mexico, right?
Yep.
New Mexico, Arizona, all of the Texas.
Exactly.
Wait. Let me finish. All of these states were once owned by Mexico. It was General Polk, I believe, in either 1850 or 1860 when they had the Alamo and they had that fight. And afterwards, they more or less won the battle and then confiscated and then paid them off like $50 million or something like that. So what I'm trying to tell you is none of the names changed. All of those were Mexican property that the U.S. president back then, I think, was just 20-something states that they fought Mexico. Mexico lost. They took it. So all of California, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, Texas belong to Mexico.
Sorry. I had to cut you off there quickly, Prima. Sorry about that.
No problem.
We are into the last minute or two of the show. I did put in the back chat that we had 15 minutes left a little while ago. Family, okay? I'm going to do my best to do more of these open shows. And again, okay, I want you guys to kind of be in charge and in control of it. And hopefully sooner than later, you guys can actually run your own shows off the channel. Because me, I am an old. I know you don't want to say it, don't want to hear it. I'm an old man, and my bedtime technically was about an hour and a half ago. Okay, technically speaking. So I can't keep on going, but I'm sure you guys can keep on going. So everybody, please, if you want to have opportunity to come in behind, off stage, off screen, off air, hit the link to join, and you'll be able to be here for the next however long the guys are on here for. But I'm going to have to close down the show, and we will be doing another one on Sunday. Hopefully, I will come with some type of presentation. I don't know what I will be presenting, but hopefully, I will do two shows. One would be, me presenting something, teaching something, and then the second show would be a open panel discussion, debate. Get it cracking. I really want us to like jump on some of these speakers corner clips and kind of like touch on any topics that are in there, and you lot can discuss it. But yeah, let me open up the panel once more again to everybody if they want to have any like last closing words to the on-air community, and of course you're going to be going off air and continuing the conversation. So Zoo, let me get you on first.
Peace, peace, peace. And I'll pick up from where I was at. I'll just say, Kalam, shout out to you. Give you your flowers again. You've been in this space for a long time holding it down. And I think that's commendable. So I'll give you your flowers. As far as the fleeing conversation, I get why people get in their feelings. You know what I mean? But I challenge people to think about ways to talk about how to get involved and look at things from a more solution-based perspective in these conversations. I get on way too many panels, and it's just the same old, back and forth, respectfully.
Definitely. All right. Let me get. Yeah, actually, no. Let me switch it up a little bit. Let me get Akan on. Akan,
Yep.
what are you saying to me, King?
Yeah, man. It's the same thing, man. Flowers, man.
I just want to let you know, yeah, it's you. You forced me to put the show on tonight,
Come on, big bro, man. You have to put something on, especially Ramadan. You know me, in Ramadan, I love reading the Quran as well, but I like getting like busy in other avenues, like going gym and just other things, just to grow the mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
let
man,
people know,
these talks and these things is needed. You know what I'm saying? So
invite people. I don't know if you're free on Sunday, but I know you have a special position that you would like to have a debate or discussion on. Can you just lay that out for people so the next time you're on, they can challenge you on it?
Yeah, man. There's a lot of smoke I got ready still. A lot of smoke ready.
Come on, you ain't got no smoke. Come on,
Hey,
man.
Primer,
Let them know what it is, though. Let them know what it is, and then
the main one I want to talk about is the virgin birth. Does the Quran speak about the virgin birth? You know what I'm saying?
All right. So Sunday, inshallah. If you're available and the Muslims are available and the Christians are available, that'll be a good conversation to have. Let's go to Mulatto, and then Primo would sign us off. Go on, Mulatto. What are you saying to me?
Yeah, thanks for having me up, Kalam. Appreciate it. Appreciate the panel. And it was one point I wanted to correct in real time. Actually, those southwestern states of the U.S. do not belong to Mexico. Actually, Mexico stole that land from U.S. indigenous tribes such as the Comanche, the Apache, the Navajo, etc. And anyone that wants to study up on this information, just look up the Mexican versus Apache wars and the Mexican versus Comanche wars, as well as the Mexican versus Navajo wars. You'll see that land in the southwestern U.S. states never belonged to Mexico. They just stole it from U.S. indigenous tribal nations. But thanks for having me up.
Definitely. And let me do a quick shout outs to Solomonic TV. The brother came on in spitting some Medu Netta earlier on. It was the first time in a little while that I actually got to pick up a papyrus and, you know, going through it and reading some stuff. Like I haven't read it for a long time. I'm rusty. So I love that. Thank you for actually coming on and, you know, bringing that information forward to kind of inspire me to like pick up some Medu Netta. But yeah, Prima Scriptura. Talk to me, King.
Hey, how you doing, my brother? Blessings to everyone again. Yeah. Listen, you gotta get some new palinists, man. Some of these guys. And yeah, I'm messing with everyone, even you. My point is this. I often hear the arguments, and I just want to tell the brother that America is literally a nation of immigrants. There is even the indigenous, you know, there are not many communities that are there. But I've always said, if you want to know the history of any place, look at the names of the cities, towns, and places in terms of that. So no one can, in terms of the fleeing conversation, migration has been happening for centuries. This is not new. And America only came about because of migration and immigration purposes and process. People leave and always want better for their family and for their kids, and they would go to wherever, you know, that they feel that, you know, best benefits them, not only for them but for their generation, just as much as the other people. So that's not new in terms of migration, in terms of people leaving maybe lesser countries going to greater, or even the reverse of it. But Kalam, you know, it's been a while. I didn't know, actually. I know I saw a couple of the videos up, and I listened in, so I hope you would continue. I'm full with my own, nevertheless, but always glad to come up and you know, just say a few words and say hello to the guys. Grandson, nice to hear your voice again. But I want you to know, grandson, you know, Muhammad only created the month of Ramadan because it was a Jewish. I gotta throw some salt in the rice, man.
Let me hear it.
I gotta throw some stones in the rice.
Go ahead.
You know, Muhammad only came up. You know, Muhammad only came up with the month of Ramadan when he saw the Jewish community fast.
To be frank, the month of Ramadan is the Islamic month of Ramadan is before. You know, it's an ancient thing, you know, but that's another topic.
No, I'm telling you, it's Jewish.
Boy, it's an ancient thing to me.
It ain't it's ancient because it's Jewish.
I wouldn't say Jewish. This is
or Hebrew, if you want to say Hebrew, but
what you saying? Can you on Sunday? Yeah,
I know. I'm just lighting them up now, so we can close off. Yeah,
on Sunday, you saying you're gonna bring that?
Yeah, I got that, and his Quran verse where Allah breathes into. Anyhow, we're gonna leave it like that until Sunday. we gonna bring the Quran verse. And we're gonna look at the Arabic just to make sure that he understands the words that Muhammad actually uses in the Quran and also in the Hadith.
What are you talking about? Repeat that again. What verse?
Kalam knows.
Don't tell me Kalam.
You know that the verse says that Allah breathes.
I know. I would keep it quiet. Keep it quiet. That's a Sunday show, yeah. So
Sunday show. We leave it for Sunday.
And then Akan has got his smoke lined up for Sunday as well. So that's gonna be interesting.
He got a couple of sticks with a lighter in his pocket. That's all he got.
Allow me.
So I'm gonna be looking forward to that.
I'll sign off.
And then let me think. Actually, no, I will ask audience members. I need to do a presentation or give some information, teach something. What would you like me to teach first on Sunday before we do the live show, you know, back and forth with everybody else? Let me know. Let me know what you would like. Anybody on the panel, let me know, or anybody in the comment section.
Repeat that again, please.
So, you know, usually I do my little like lecture or teaching on a topic or something. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to do that.
Have you spoken about the age of Aisha when Muhammad married her?
We've done that many times, man. That's
done that many times.
So you know she was 9 years old when he consummated with it. Y'all know about that?
That's boring, man. It's boring, man. Watch Callum show.
It's boring.
Like, the teachings.
Y'all need to denounce that. Y'all need to denounce that.
Yeah.
So what else? What else, man? What else? Tell me something. What else would you like to discuss? Would you
Really,
like
I want to discuss about these only Quran guys, you know.
No, they've been good. I've spoken with Muhammad and the
No.
correctional
We got smoke
officer.
for them. We got smoke for them. All
No,
day long.
I see him.
All
I see
day
him
long.
and what's his name? Not
Baba
Muhammad.
Shu'aib smoke all day
Yeah,
long.
I
all day
saw
long.
him and Muhammad already.
Quran
They
is,
cool. Yeah.
Muhammad Hijab, he's good, but trust me, these guys are easier than I can't even believe it. You
Oh,
can bring
another
any of
idea
them.
is why are non-Arabs following
You
an
could bring
Arabic religion?
any of them.
Why are Africans following the Arabic religion?
It's not an
Might
Arabic
be a good
religion.
topic.
It's not an Arabic religion.
All right, what's the holy language of Islam?
I don't want to
Checkmate.
get too technical with it, but just know there's African
What's the holy
language
language of
within
Islam?
the Quran.
I'm
innit?
asking a question, brother. What's the
Just know
holy
that
language
there's
of
Arabic
Islam?
language
Checkmate.
within the Quran, innit? Arabic words. Should I say?
That's
And
checkmate right
African
there,
words.
brother.
Sorry. Just know there's African words in the Quran.
The Quran is written in Arabic. That's your holy language. You pray in Arabic, brother.
Yeah, but there's African
Okay,
words in
so
it.
the
So what
question
can I
is,
do?
why you don't pray in your ancestral African languages, brother? Let's talk
But
about
there's
it.
African words in it that's actually
Why you couldn't
words
pray
that
in your
people
African
use on
ancestral
a
language?
daily basis. Nothing to do with slavery.
Why you can't pray in your African ancestral language?
You better not pray that African ancestral language.
They gonna throw him out of the mosque. Yeah.
I'm asking why you don't pray in your
I'm
African
trying to close out
ancestral
the
language.
show. I'm trying to close out the show. Mute your mics, man. All right, cool. So I think we've got fire.
He saved you.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
We've got fire.
Sunday,
We've got heat. We've got sticks. We got stones. We got broken bones about to come in hard on Sunday. So I can't wait for that. Hopefully, we'll do that sometime in the afternoon or early evening. We'll have some shows popping off for you guys. It's gonna be like 4 hours straight of just like show after show after show. So I'll catch you guys for that one. Right now, I'm signing off. For those of you guys who are still here, if you want to just come in backstage, the link has been shared, but we're signing off right now. Peace and love to everybody and salute. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Oh, man.